What's going on YouTube? It's DV and I'm back in Islands for a new update. It is surrounding Yaks. So we got a new animal in the game called Yaks, and I'm going to show you one of them. We have a full-grown yak in here inside our shop. We only have one currently that's full-grown. He's pretty cool looking, so he's sleeping right now, but this is what he looks like. And they got like these crazy, look at he's funny. He's got like his mule pack kind of thing. Look at that nose ring. That's crazy. We'll give him a pet real quick. So they like to eat radishes. What they do is they produce milk. So we can see we got a milk bucket right here already. And this is from our industrial milker. If you don't have an industrial milker, they do save you a lot of time. Otherwise, you kind of have to do it manually with buckets. And that's no fun. So what's important is you also need to make sure they're eating. So we have an automated trough here. You can't really see the conveyor. But on the other side, you can see this is the setup. And so we just basically have a couple totems running. This is probably excessive, to be honest, for just one. Because only the yak is going to be eating. And there's always too much radish in here. So, you know, the nice thing about it though is if you want to be able to just grab it for something else, you can. And you can see there's also an automated right here for the sheep. So the sheep get to eat off of that. And we have another automated trough right there, which is really handy because, you know, you don't want your, animals to starve, right? So it's pretty cool and easy to do. Typically speaking, you'll find these in the industrial area for most malls. I don't know if he's waking up, but you know, it doesn't matter. We'll wake him up anyway. So this is what he looks like. He's pretty cool. And it does give you a 25% boost on speed. So if you get some extra chili peppers and eat those, you get an even crazier boost with them. Just similar to ducks. It's basically the same speed as ducks. Here's some better light for you so you can see what he looks like. Like I said, they eat radishes, so just, make sure you have some radishes constantly in your troughs. If you don't have an automated system, just feed them radishes every now and then. And then what you can do with this is you can actually cook some stuff. And I have all these recipes unlocked on my main account. I'll show you those in a second. All of those new foods have cool effects, so I'm going to show you those. So the yaks are available from Talia, so it's real easy. Just go over to the hub. By the way, I like to use the Slime Island portal for getting to the main island because if you go through the Slime Island, you don't fall through the world the first time you load in. Whereas if you went through the main portal, sometimes the world just doesn't load. I don't know why, but it's bugged. You just fall through the world. I don't have that issue going through Slime Island though. So if you come over here to Talia where the barn is, she's going to be able to sell you a yak egg. And of course there's, tier 1, tier 2, and tier 3 yak eggs. You just have to breed them to be able to get those. And then let's go ahead and go down here and you'll see this is the yak spawn egg. It does cost 17,000 and this is what the egg looks like. He's got little horns just like the actual thing. He's got a little hair on the egg too. I love that. See the hair on top of the egg? You can't actually deploy them in the wild though. I want to release a yak in the wild. Let me do it. I'm kidding. But yeah, this is what the egg looks like. So just deploy that on your island. If you do get some errors on limits, the egg deployment or being able to spawn animals on your island is limited by skills. So you'll notice there's limits here. So you can have 2 large animals at level 20 and so on. So they do increase the number of animals you can have as you level that up. So you can see right here, level 10, you get 2 more large animals. I think you get 1 or 2 when you first start. I can't remember, but you do get at least 1 at the start of the game. So just sell your cow. If you're at a limit, you could just sell your cow and get a yak. All right, so we're back on my island. Let me show you my yaks over here. So I also set up a really cool little barn area and using trapdoors. So this is my barn area. This is where my animals are, and they're under there, which just makes things a little bit easier for me, so I can kind of look down and make sure they're okay. All right, so here they are down here. This is my little crew. Where are they at? I just saw them. There they are. So these are the little babies. And the only way you're going to get them, back is if you can mount them so you can kind of, drive them back to where they belong. But somehow they keep escaping. Someone left a door open and so they escaped. So rip. But this is their setup over here. I'm going to show you. So I've got a radish farm here and I do have some sprinklers, you can see. And that way they keep the radishes pretty much going and growing fast. That way you don't have to have, so many totems or seeds. I actually think this is probably too much. Oh, we should probably add another water thing there. Just add another one of those. Should be fine. So I also added a light there, but you can see we got the automated trough here. It just connects to the radish totem. And then I've got a bunch of haystacks just so they're comfortable and they can go to sleep. And then we have the milker here. So this is what the milker looks like. You do need to put empty buckets in there for them to actually use it. And then it just fills up right here over time. And that's how you get the yak milk. And I do have some milk already on me. So I'll show you this. And let's go out here. And they're already producing milk, by the way. You don't have to wait for them to, fully grow to adults. You can start making milk right away. And then what we could do is go over here. We open it. We just need to put in some yak milk. And then it'll start churning that into butter. So we're not going to do that because we do need the milk for some recipes. But that's how you make butter. You make yak butter through churning. They did rename this. This used to be the mayonnaise churner where you'd be able to churn duck eggs and such. So you can put yak milk in there and it'll make butter. So if we come over here to my cooking station, I'll show you the new recipes, which are these 3. So you can see we got Bhutan butter tea. I think that I don't know. They've got crazy names lately. They've been going really crazy names. They also have sweet rice dessert. I can pronounce that. And then Gondo Dachi. Dude, I'm gonna get so much flack from everyone in my comments for saying these things wrong. But we're gonna go and make one of each of these. But I'm gonna show you the recipe requirements and what they do. So this butter, I'll just call it butter tea, okay? The butter tea, you get a 20% break speed, which is pretty nice because if you remember, I think it's so the tomato soup. So it's basically the equivalent of a tomato soup. But what I wanted to know is if it stacks. So if you were gonna eat tomato soup and then butter tea, would you get 40% break speed? And we'll test that out in a little bit. I do need some more onions in order to be able to make that work. So we'll go ahead and make some onions real quick. All right, so we got some more onions. Let's see what it looks like. Tomato, we'll go ahead and make that. And we're going to test it out in a little bit, but I do have an extra tomato soup now. So we'll make that in a second. The sweet rice dessert, it looks like it gives you 30% movement speed, which is really nice because if you can combine that with chili peppers and maybe even the mount, I think you can get really fast movement speed. So we're going to test that in a little bit as well. And then we have the Gondo Dachi, which is eat for 10% crop seed yield multiplier. And I believe one of those does seed multipliers too already. So let me check. Yeah, so it's the potato salad gives you 10%. And then this new one gives you also 10%. So if you eat both of them, that's the question. Does it give you 20% or is it just 10%? Like, does it overlap? So we'll test that out as well. So let's go ahead and make one of each of these. By the way, real quick, to show you these recipes, you do need yak butter. You need 2 yak butter to make these, a yak milk bucket and water bucket. These aren't too bad because all you need is a yak to be able to make these and a churner. This one right here is a little bit more tricky because you do need pineapple slices. You also need rice. I will be doing a rice farm for you pretty soon. So if you want to know how to like auto farm rice, I'll show you that pretty soon. And then right here with the Gondo Dachi, this one's a little bit harder because you need the chili peppers. You also need eggs. You also need tomatoes. So it's a lot harder to make this one. Just for a 10% crop seed yield multiplier, it's probably not worth making, like unless you're really into it. Otherwise, what I would say is just make the potato salad. It's way easier. You just need potatoes, tomatoes, and a mayo jar, basically. You need 4 of them. This one's really easy to make. This one, not so much. So there's not really a payoff for that. The other thing you're going to notice, there's no benefit for selling any of these new foods with the baker. So if you come over to the baker, none of this stuff's in here. Like there's no, I don't know that they've updated the baker in a while, but none of this stuff, like the dragon fruit isn't, sellable. And this update isn't sellable to them. So hopefully they're going to start updating that pretty soon. So here's what the tea looks like. Looks like pretty cool. I like how it, they actually made it hold correctly too. That's pretty neat. And then you also have the Gondo Dachi. My hands are right in the dish. That's gross. I'm just kidding. We also have the sweet rice dessert. Pretty cool. We got 3 new recipes. So let's go and try to stack some of these. I'm really curious. Like, can we stack them? So we're going to see how long it takes to break this drill. Should take a while. So let's go. This is the current speed without any kind of boost. So it took a little while, right? Let's go ahead and drink the tea because you can see it gives you 20%. The other thing that we need to do is also do the tomato afterwards. So we're going to try to stack them to get that double break speed. So let's go and do this. So we're going to drink this. Now we got our break speed effect. So it looks like it's only going to stack once. All right, so here's what the break speed. Definitely faster. Now, because it's only a shared effect, I don't think eating this is going to make a double effect. Yeah, it didn't do anything. Didn't do anything. Now, the next question is whether or not the chili is going to work. It looks like, because it does say speed, but it shows the chili on it. So let's see what happens if we get this other food here. I think it's the dessert. There's the sweet rice dessert. So this is going to give us 30% movement speed. This one gives us speed. See that? Eat for speed. I think it's going to stack. So let's go ahead and try it. Got that. And then we got this. Oh, wow. That's fast. And imagine we can, if we were to get a mount, this would be blazing fast. Unfortunately, none of my yaks are full grown yet, so we can't quite take advantage of this. But definitely looks like it stacks, which is pretty cool. That's a neat discovery. So if you're trying to get around really fast, especially if you're trying to kill mobs or bosses and you just need to travel a lot, this is a great way to do it. Now, there's no anti-cheat like there is in Bed Wars, so you're not going to slingshot around. It'll trust. If you want to go this fast, you can go this fast. And then finally, I'm not going to eat this one because it's just a crop yield, multiplier. And I don't think that's going to stack either. But these are exclusive, it looks like, to the particular food. This one is not. This one's totally generic. This one's looks like it's specific to that food because you can see the food icon. And then obviously with the chili, you get a second icon for that. So that's stacking right there. That's pretty cool. So I forgot to show you what the butter looks like. So this is what the yak butter looks like. Looks like a slab of butter on a plate. So on top of this update, we have some new blocks. Let me show you the new blocks that they added. So we have a red bronze block, which looks like this. It's kind of red. Looks really cool in light. So if you're trying to do like a factory build that looks like metallic, you can do it. You can also do a little bit more of a rusty look with this. This looks cool because you can probably mix this in with like fire stuff, and I think it would look really good next to it. And then you have an opal block, which I don't really know what the uses are for this, but it kind of has like a really cool like mix of colors. So might look really good like mixed in with marble here and there. I'm not sure. Definitely like maybe an aquatic look, but I like the colors on that. That's neat. So here are the other two. Again, I really like that color. Very cool. It's cool to see more blocks from the devs. So thanks to the devs for continuing to give us new blocks. But yeah, that's it for this update. Pretty straightforward. They did also fix a couple other bugs. So if you were having issues with the vending machines, I did a short recently on how to get around that, but they did fix that issue if you're getting stuck in your vending machines. They also fixed some stair crafting recipes. So if you remember, the stairs were wrong. So they fixed that so that they're in the right categories, because for a while there, you couldn't like make marble stairs and such. I think it was this one. They didn't have marble and such. So they fixed that. They also buffed tomato prices, and then they reduced pineapple prices. So now is a great time for you to sell those tomatoes because you get 15 coins instead of just 9. Huge buff. It's really cool. But that's it for this update. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you haven't already. Let me know if you have any questions about this update in the comments below, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.